everyone, I am Riya Hinduja and today we have our very special guest, Muskan Kandoi. So many things to talk about her. Let me start that she is an entrepreneur, she is a public speaking coach, a graphologist, a Toastmaster by profession, an NLP coach, a graphologist, and so many things she is done. So, welcome Muskan. How are you, Muskan?
Thank you so much, Riya. I'm really good, doing great, and I'm so happy to do this with you today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Yes, Muskan, thank you for accepting our invitation. Muskan, we would like to know something in public speaking. As you have
Sure.
trained more than 4,000 students and even adults. So we would like to know what is public speaking. Many times parents and we do not know what is public speaking. We want to do it because it is an essential skill in today's world. It is an essential skill. But we really do not know what is public speaking. If you can just give us some highlights of what is public speaking.
Surely. So, public speaking sounds like a very big term, but honestly, it is just communication. Now, in previous times, when we talked about public speaking, it was more of going on stage, addressing a large audience, talking to maybe 100, 200 people. But nowadays, it is a bit different. Even one-on-one communication is a part of public speaking. And I feel public speaking is a life skill. If you are able to express clearly whatever is in your mind to the other person, and the other person receives the message and acts accordingly, I feel that is public speaking. Now, public speaking, people might define in different ways. But for a child, a public speaking thing is very important because he or she has to communicate with friends. After COVID, especially when so many kids have become introvert, public speaking is a very important skill for the child to open up, to talk to other people, to express what he or she wants. So for me, this is public speaking.
There is always a two-way communication where we should
Always.
be involved, right?
Correct.
Do you think that the kids should start little early in public speaking, or they should wait for certain age to start for?
100% early. I have clients who have turned 40, 50, and they come to me and say, Muskan, I wish we could have public speaking in school because now we struggle. Having only technical knowledge and studying is not enough nowadays to survive in this world. Communicating clearly, being able to express your thoughts clearly. Even if you're a dancer, a pilot, a sports person, everyone needs to speak to the audience because ultimately they are the ones selling themselves today in any profession. So if a kid starts early, of course, they'll be way better than someone who is starting at the age of 12 or 13. It's like learning simple mathematics. If today I teach a kid how to do mathematics in fifth, when he or she is 5, and if I teach them when they're in 10 or when they're 10 or 11, of course, there will be a huge difference, right?
Yes.
Same way is public speaking.
Yes, I think that it should get started early so that kids will start building confidence at an early stage.
Correct. Yes, definitely.
So, what motivated you to be a public speaking coach? And you are in this field, motivating also everybody. So, what I would like to know really, what motivated you to be a public speaking coach?
Sure. So, while I was in school, I was always more of like a prepared speaker. That is, if you hand me over a script, I can read it and I can tell the audience. When I was in school, I was in a debate competition. And there I had to tell something impromptu. I was stuck. I couldn't speak.
Okay.
That day, I didn't realize that this fear got into me. I did not take part in any extempore, any competitions for which I had to go on stage and speak. However, things changed when I moved to college. When I moved to college, I realized in every presentation, for everything, I have to go up on stage. So I started working on this skill more and more and more. I developed this skill. Then COVID happened. I moved back to my hometown. That's when I realized that a lot of people are struggling with this. There's so many kids who have become introvert. They are at home. They have become backbenchers. They don't want to speak up. Their parents are struggling. So I realized that how important it is for me to impart this knowledge that I have learned that is going to help kids. Because when I was a child, no one really taught me this particular skill. The best ones were chosen from school and they were only the ones to go and speak on stage and the rest were left behind. Yeah. So, and the rest were left behind always. So then I thought that this simple skill should actually be available to everyone. That became my motivation to start. And one more thing that is a motivation to continue is when I see my kids performing well, when they come and tell me, Ma'am, I won this competition, Ma'am, I went on stage. That joy, that satisfaction in the parent's eye and even the child, that keeps me going.
Now, many kids I have also seen that as soon as they enter the stage, they are fearing, just start crying. They don't know what to speak, whether it is impromptu or no. But then too, there is a lot of fear in kids, and they should get open up. But this can, I think, so can only be done if they start really public speaking at an early stage.
Yeah, because what happens is with a parent, a child can communicate. It's like if you keep communicating with the same audience for 2 days, 3 days, you will get comfortable, right?
Yes.
But public speaking is all about getting comfortable with the uncomfortable.
Okay.
So it's like you face a different audience and then you're so comfortable with anyone that you can speak whenever you get a chance. So that is what I teach in public speaking.
Yeah, once the confidence is built, actually they can speak near anyone and any number of crowd, any number of crowd. But they have to start. They have to start communicating. They have to start expressing themselves near people, like then they can keep up the clear thoughts and opinions also.
Definitely.
What are the benefits of public speaking? Why we emphasize so much on public speaking in today's world? Why do we feel, now it has become an essential skill and everybody should get started early? So can you give me some points in this?
Yeah, the first thing that I feel is that before, when people used to have interviews, they used to go for companies, only the IQ was tested. That is how intelligent we are. Nowadays, even the EQ is tested. That is emotional quotient.
Yes,
now, emotional quotient comes through the soft skills that you have inside you. If a person is able to communicate clearly, whatever they feel to the other person, then their EQ is getting built. They are getting better at expressing themselves. That's the first thing. Second thing is, be it any profession, only a teacher would require public speaking before. But nowadays, even if, for example, if a child is really good in cricket, okay, he or she wants to represent his city or his state, they also have to face the audience. They also have to take the mic and speak. If someone is an artist, they have to express what they have made, what their painting is. So in every field, we see that communication is very important. In every field, they have to face the crowd. They have to express themselves. Now, that is not possible if you suddenly say one day, okay, now take the mic and start speaking. It's like arranging a cupboard. For example, you want your favorite t-shirt and your cupboard is not organized since a month. And suddenly you start looking for your t-shirt. It's difficult to get, right? However, if you keep organizing your wardrobe daily and then you want your t-shirt, it's easy to get it. Same way with public speaking. Suddenly one day you cannot be a great public speaker and face the audience. You need to keep building that skills that one day when you have to face the audience, you can do it easily. Practice will make them perfect, right? Any day. Yes. So that means with public speaking, they have to get an emotional intelligence skills plus empathy, and then they will be able to communicate more better. Correct. Also, public speaking kind of teaches observation. Also, it teaches you how to be creative, how to be innovative in your speeches. All of these skills are required because just copying from Google and delivering speeches, no one will actually be able to connect with them. Also, if you might have seen that a lot of great speakers, they share stories. Yes. Now, stories don't come easily. I can tell a story about my life in literally 10 seconds, but how do I build up that story and tell it in 2 minutes so that the audience is captivated? That is a skill. Right. So storytelling will connect us with more of audience. Like, they can have a good connection with us. Even the brands nowadays are using storytelling. If you see Cadbury ads, brands are using storytelling. Everyone is using storytelling. Storytelling is such a powerful tool that is a part of public speaking. What are some of the common fears or challenges kids face when you are already training so many kids? So
So
Yeah.
when you are training them, so what you observe, that what challenges or fears they are having when they are into public speaking?
The number one fear that is with most of the kids I have seen is fear of judgment. They
Okay.
feel that if I say wrong, if
Mhm.
I do something wrong on stage, or everyone is going to laugh at me. And this fear is kind of built from childhood, because whenever they have done something wrong, they have been scolded.
Scolded, yes.
That why did you do this? Why did you do this way? You should have done that way. So that fear has built in them so much that they do not want to make mistakes. And I feel till the time someone does not make mistakes, we are not really growing.
How they are
Right?
going to learn
Because
actually.
exactly, because no one is born perfect. So if they're making mistakes, they will actually learn that, okay, this is where I'm going wrong. This is where I have to improve. But if they're not ready to speak up, if they're not ready to make mistakes, then that the process actually becomes stagnant. So that's the first thing I have seen. The second thing that I have seen mostly, the fear of mic. They will speak really well, but as soon as I give them the mic in hand, they are caught off guard. They start shivering. They don't know what to do. So
They
that
will
is the
come
second
from
fear.
everything.
Yeah. So that is the second fear that I have seen in people, mostly students. The third thing that I have seen is mugging up. So what they do is they will take the speech, they will learn the entire speech, and they will go on stage. Now, what happens with this is that they have a high chance of forgetting the speech, because our brain cannot carry so much words. Of
Mhm.
course, now they mug up the entire speech, they go on stage, they start speaking, they forget. Now, because of that forgetting, they again get scared that, okay, I'm going to do wrong, I'm going to bomb on stage. So these three are the common things that I have seen that the kids usually have.
And what all things are included if one wants to learn public speaking? So what all things are included in that?
Okay, so public speaking is, I have most important elements. One is the content and one is the delivery. Most
Okay.
of the courses only teach the delivery part, but what I feel is content and delivery both work together. If one is missing, the speech might fail. Because if the content is really good, but delivery is not, speech might fail. But
Mhm.
delivery is good, content is not good, audience might not even want to listen to it. So both of these are there in the course. What we do is in content, we work on how to start a speech, how to end a speech, what should be the body of the speech, how to make the speech more interesting that the audience would want to listen more. It's like we are trying to make a blockbuster movie from that speech. That if someone actually just sees the first part also of here's the first part of the speech, they feel, okay, this speech is going to be interesting. I want to stay till the end. So we try to make a blockbuster movie out of the content. That is the first part. The second part is the delivery of the speech, where we work on how are you going to deliver the speech? What are the hand gestures you're going to use? How should your voice be? How should your facial expressions be? How should you move on stage? These two are part of prepared speeches. We also work on extempore, because in life you always do not get a chance to be prepared. Sometimes you have to be unprepared and
Unprepared and speak.
give
Yes.
topics. So these are the three things that we actually work in public speaking.
So voice modulation, hand gestures, everything should be included while we
Yes,
are giving a speech.
very important.
Very
It's
important.
like making a biryani, you know. All the spices have to be there accurately. If one is also missing, the biryani does not taste good.
It's
Same
good.
way is with public speaking.
So basically, whenever we prepare our speech, also we should build the content plus delivery. So like kids, all
Correct.
everybody is connected till the end, right? They
Right,
do not get
right.
disconnected in between. And with
Correct.
story sessions, as you said, storytelling, I think so we can connect more with the people.
100%. Like right now, also when I'm talking to you, I am sharing some stories. I am sharing some examples, which is actually being more relatable, because
Relatable.
you understand more as a human being. Okay, you connect more with all of these things. So having these in the speech is very mandatory.
Muskan, can you tell us some tips or some strategies how kids can start with public speaking and how they can build up they can create an interest in public speaking?
Right. I think the first thing that the parents can start doing for the children is they can start giving them one topic every week. So give them random topics according to their age group. For kids, it can be my favorite season, my favorite cartoon character. For elders, it can be discipline. It can also be happiest day of life. It can be if I was a bird. Give them those topics. Make them write the speeches. Once they've written the speeches, make them practice the speech. Do not practice in front of the mirror. Tell them to keep a phone, record, and practice, because what happens when you stay in front of a mirror is you are only able to see it once, just
Yes.
looking at that. But when you record, you're able to go through this speech again and again and see what can be improved. So this is one thing they can start for prepared speeches. For impromptu, just like having fun with the kids, just give them any random topics. So what would you do if you were invisible? Let them speak. Because what happens is, uh, it's like unleashing the imagination in your brain. That is what is more important right now, because kids are not able to unleash that. Once they start thinking creatively again, it's not that they do not have creativeness in them, it's there. It's just that they need to tap that. Parents need to start making them think more. So once they start thinking on these topics, the speeches started coming out automatically. So once they start doing that, it's very easy for them to speak. This is how what I would suggest to get started off. And also taking opportunities. Do not tell them that since you do not know public speaking, don't take part. Take part. Let them fail. That's okay. But going up on stage and also speaking 2 lines and coming back is also a big deal.
Big deal.
So
Yes.
make them participate. Yes.
And I really like the tip you said. Use mobile, record the mobile. Nowadays, kids like recording their videos.
Yeah.
But generally, I've always heard about speak near the mirror. But I think so. This is an additional thing which I came to know today, and really liked it. This thing. This can work more better.
Yes.
So, Muskan, if we want to start with public speaking, for the kids who want to start with public speaking, so what all can be included, or what all they will be learning in public speaking courses?
Okay. As I mentioned, we will be working on the content. We'll also be working on the delivery. We'll be working on impromptu speeches. So all these 3 parts would be covered in the session. And it would be that the kid, at least by the end of the session, what we're expecting is the kid knows how to write proper speeches, is able to deliver at least with a small audience, is able to face the camera and record his or her speeches, and is slightly confident. Of course, we cannot expect that suddenly things will change in 8 classes. However, we can see that if the kid was at 10%, now the kid has reached 60%.
Okay.
That difference we can start seeing in
Yes, we can start with. Okay.
Yes, 100%.
What is the perfect age to start for public speaking? Like from which age we should start with public speaking?
Honestly, in my mind, when I started training, the perfect age that I thought would be probably like a 15-year-old or a 16-year-old. When I got into training, then I saw that I have 10-year-olds. Then it moved to 8, then it's 6, then 5. Now my youngest student is 3.5 years old.
Oh, is it?
Yes, so I feel it all depends on the child. There is no perfect age. I have trained someone who is 75 years old also. I am training someone who is 3.5 also. For online sessions, however, I would prefer a kid who is above 6, because it is easy for them to concentrate more and focus so that they can start off well. So 6 plus would be great for online.
Okay. And is there any criteria that they should know this part and then only they can join public speaking or something?
Not really.
Any
Public speaking
prerequisite
is
actually,
not,
any prerequisite for
no prerequisite. The kid just should be willing to learn, willing to sit, have fun, because the classes are all interactive. It's not like a one-way lecture that keeps on happening. I tell them, do this, do that. No, it's all learning and doing. So the kids do whatever we are doing in the first session, that is, they have to showcase the second session, the third session, they have to showcase what they have learned in the first and second session. So it keeps on building until the 8th session, they are prepared with everything.
Thank you, Muskan, for giving us such an insightful information about public speaking. And yes, practice makes man perfect. So practice and practice for the public speaking. And if any questions, audience, if you have any questions regarding public speaking, you can drop us in comment box. We will surely try to answer your queries. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Riya. Thank you so much. It was
Thank you,
great.
Muskan. Thank you. It was really great.